Welcome to the Gym and Tonic Podcast. I'm your host, Shanae Kunsa from SK Bodyworks, and this is a space where self-development meets holistic health. This podcast will help you create transformation from the inside out, blending all things mindset, healing, habits, energetics, spirituality, health, fitness, and nutrition. And through these episodes, I'm going to help you activate your highest self and create a life that feels as good as it looks, mixed in with some laughs, a few F-bombs, and a whole lot of truths that your soul has been craving to help you evolve, expand, and align with your highest potential. So let's dive in and step into your next evolution. Hello and welcome back to the Gym and Tonic Podcast. You may have just noticed that I have updated the intro to the podcast, and it's been over a year since I launched the Gym and Tonic Podcast, and obviously since then I myself have grown and evolved and also in business, and my passions have evolved and shifted. So the update is to really reflect where I am most passionate about, with a real focus on holistic health. So yeah, wanted to mention that, but today's episode is a solo one, and we are going to be chatting about all things the subconscious mind, and I guess ultimately why you are still stuck even when you are doing the work. And I have a feeling that this episode is going to be my favorite one on the podcast yet. So make sure you tune right in. But before we actually do dive in, I have been a little MIA, missing in action on the podcast, as there has been so much happening in life and in business the last, let's say, month or two. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on what's been happening. So at the start of last month, and if you actually follow me on socials, you may have actually seen, but at the beginning of May, I facilitated my 5-step transformation formula and delivered a hypnosis and guided visualization at the Australian Yoga and Wellness Festival. And it was an absolute blast. I had such great feedback, and I'm really looking forward to more events in person like this. So yes, we've had that on. I've also recently, you may have seen again if you follow me on socials, but I'm now a qualified NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So I'm a qualified NLP practitioner and matrix therapies practitioner. And I'll tell you a little bit more about, I guess, what these modalities are shortly. But in all honesty, it feels as if I've been doing this work for years. So mid-May, I traveled into the city for 7 full days of in-person trainings to complete the practical side of my NLP practitioner and matrix therapies certification. And it was honestly fucking mind-blowing. Like, I have no words to describe it. And I have been reflecting in absolute awe and complete gratitude. It really reminded me, and on an even deeper level, like to my absolute core, that, you know, this work is what, one, truly lights me up, and also that I am so passionate about. And it really is what creates transformation at such a foundational level. And honestly, like, I was a different person at the end of those 7 days. We pretty much did like 2+ years worth of like therapy in 1 week. But yeah, so I was a different person at the end of those 7 days than when I stepped foot into that classroom. And I shed many tears, and it was healing in so many ways. And it was so amazing to be able to, I guess, really experience the work, like not only for the theory and all the study that I've done, but like through the practical aspects, like be able to experience like the transformation that I'm, you know, offering my clients as well. And it hasn't even been a month yet of implementing this work into my clients' coaching sessions. And like I said, it truly feels like I've been doing this work for years. It feels like I've been doing it for my whole life, honestly. And there's been like so freaking many shifts in my clients already, and like huge shifts. So yeah, these qualifications, I guess on top of my life coaching diploma and my hypnosis qualification, really do give me the knowledge, expertise, tools, and I guess techniques to create even more of a life-changing experience for my clients and really, I guess, help them grow, help them rewire their brains, up-level their mindset, heal, overcome, their deep subconscious blocks and, unhealed traumas, and become more expansive versions of themselves and tap into their limitless potential that they didn't even know they had. So I'm so excited for this work and to be able to continue implementing with my clients. And if you're listening to this and you are done with feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or unfulfilled, and you're ready to do the inner work to transform your life, your mindset, and your energy and thrive in every aspect of your being and your life, DM me on socials at SK Bodyworks. DM me the word transform to find out more about my one-on-one life and mindset coaching offer and chat about if this is going to be a suitable option for you based on where you are and where you want to be in life. And my one-on-one life and mindset coaching offer is essentially designed to guide you through a personalized, transformative journey where you'll finally step into the most empowered version of yourself and tap into the innate resources, fire, and wisdom already within you, because you literally hold everything that you need to succeed in you right now. So I work with you to ultimately unlock your potential, and we work together to break through limiting beliefs, transform your mindset, create new habits, and ultimately design the life that you have always dreamed of. So if you want to find out more or to see if you'd be a good fit for this offer, I do currently have a few spots available. DM me transform on socials. And as well, before you ask what, or you're probably already thinking, but what the fuck is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and matrix therapies? It's what? But basically, to explain what both of these modalities are, matrix therapies is a powerful healing modality that works with your subconscious mind to ultimately release negative emotions, inner conflicts, limiting beliefs, unresolved trauma, and also negative imprints from your childhood or past events. And it also helps you clear blocks that may be holding you back, whether emotionally, mentally, or energetically, without needing to actually relive painful memories. If you've ever actually heard of timeline therapy, essentially matrix therapies is an even more evolved version of that. And like I said, a very powerful healing modality. And going on to NLP, which again stands for neuro-linguistic programming, is such a life-changing tool, and it explores how our thoughts, our language, and our behaviors shape our reality. It really helps us understand the subconscious patterns behind how we think, feel, and act, and allows us to really reprogram these, patterns for more empowered outcomes, lasting change, and deep transformation. So that is to help you understand a little bit around, what these qualifications are and how it equips me to, support my clients on their journey. And also been happening in business. You may have seen last week, I officially launched my transformational hypnosis offer, which I was so excited about because I've been working with clients behind the scene for months now. And since launching, I've already been, start that again. Since I have officially launched, I've already been speaking with so many of you about jumping in, and I currently have 3 spots open at early bird pricing. After these 3 spots are taken, the price is going to go up. So if you're interested, DM me hypnosis on socials at SK Bodyworks to find out more, or obviously sign up. You can do hypnosis for so many different things. So if you're not sure, if you're like, oh, I've got this problem, how is hypnosis going to help me? Send me a DM and we'll chat about it. But ultimately, my transformational hypnosis packages are designed to guide you you through a personalized journey of unlimited potential and empowerment. And by working together, we'll use the power of your subconscious mind to break through old patterns, release limiting beliefs, and ultimately really just create the desire, like create what you desire in life, and, you know, change your life. And this offer is really for the soul that's sick of doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result again and again, only, you know, for months to pass by and you haven't made any progress. So if you're ready to put an end to the habits, to the thoughts and the fears that have held you back, hypnosis is your key to stepping into a more vibrant, happy and empowered life. And so many of the clients that I've been working with for months now behind the scenes have had incredible fucking results. So it is such a powerful modality, and I am so excited that I finally launched it. I was really hoping to do it earlier, but again, we've been busy. So good things take time, I like to say. And last thing, I guess, before we dive in is, I think it's safe to say that the women in my world have been planting seeds, they've been growing and creating incredible breakthroughs. And I have honestly freaking loved being a part of their healing journeys. And this work really is my soul's purpose and brings me so much energy, so much joy, and so much passion. And yeah, like I said, my clients have had huge and incredible breakthroughs, and I cannot wait to continue supporting women on, you know, their journey and ultimately stepping into their best self so they can really live a life that not only looks good, but feels good and feels as good as it looks. Because that's at the end of the day, we're all, like, everyone is chasing that feeling of fulfillment. It's like you can have everything, but if you don't feel fulfilled within, you're not going to feel fulfilled with all of the external you know, things that, you know, we attach to our happiness. So let's dive into the juiciest part of today's episode. So like I said, today we are diving into Subconscious 101, and we're going to talk about something that literally runs your life, and that is obvious. That's your subconscious mind, like I just said, Subconscious 101. So I've wanted to, I guess, first start off by simply just breaking it down and explaining to you what the subconscious mind is. I feel like there's so much noise, and it's like you hear it so often on like socials and here and there and whatever, but it's like, what actually is it? So to explain it to you, your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that works quietly in the background beneath your conscious awareness. You can almost think of it like, or you can kind of think of your mind in two parts. You've got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. I also like to think of it like the, I don't know if you've ever seen like the picture of like the iceberg, how it's got like all the ice underneath the water, and it's got like the little tip of the ice hanging out of the water at the top, like that's visible. And I like to think of the subconscious minds like this, because it's like beneath the surface, you have your subconscious mind, which is the whole ice. And then, you know, above the surface, which is our conscious mind, there's only that little tip of ice that you can actually see. So yeah, like I said, you have two parts of your subconscious mind. You have your unconscious part and your subconscious part. And also, when I say unconscious and subconscious, I'm referring to the same thing. So I will use these words interchangeably. So first off, starting with your conscious mind, that is the part that you are aware of. Like it's your logical thinking, your decision making, and like your willpower, that sort of thing. And then, yeah, it's a voice in your head that says, you know, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start a new habit. I'm going to change this, you know, all those sorts of things. Then the subconscious mind or unconscious mind is where all your automatic behaviors, patterns, beliefs, habits, emotional reactions, and deeply stored memories live. It's like the hard drive of your brain. That's a good way to put it. It's literally storing everything that you've ever learned, felt, and experienced, especially from, you know, past experiences and sort of childhood as well. And the subconscious doesn't think in logic. It thinks in repetition, emotion, and even like association. And it's really trained through what you've been told, what you've felt, what you've experienced, especially between the ages of 0 to 7, when your brain was literally like a sponge soaking everything in. This is called your imprinting years. And thinking about this, like, why is our subconscious mind so important? Because, if your subconscious mind is filled with beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'm not loved, or I'm not lovable, success isn't safe, all of those beliefs that aren't serving us, those beliefs are going to quietly run your life, your entire life. Even if you consciously want something else, even if you consciously want to be loved, to be enough, to be safe, whatever it might be, you'll unknowingly make decisions, attract situations, or fall into habits that match the old programming. So, if you want to truly change your life, or, whatever it might be, your confidence, your health, your relationships, your success, you have to go deeper than just setting goals or trying to, quote unquote, think positive. You have to get into the subconscious mind, because that's where the real transformation happens. So let's talk a little bit more about how your subconscious mind literally runs your entire life, because you now know the difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, right? Which makes up, obviously, your mind. So your subconscious mind controls 96% of your day and your life. Let me say that again. Your subconscious mind controls 96% of your day and life. Like, that means you are only truly conscious for about 4% of it. Like, just let that sink in for a moment. Only 4% of your daily thoughts, actions, habits, emotions, behaviors, and decisions are intentional. It's like, it's that voice in your head that consciously wants to change, but no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you still feel stuck. You still feel like you're repeatedly going back to old habits. And that's because the other 96%, that's all happening on autopilot behind the scenes, outside of your conscious awareness, because you literally probably aren't even aware of it. Not probably, you aren't until you create the awareness. And, most of the time it's happening behind your awareness without you even realizing it. So it literally runs the show and your life without you even realizing it. And this shit should be taught in schools, and the world would be such a different place. But yeah, so this is exactly why changing your life can feel so hard. You're trying to make big conscious change or changes in your life, while your subconscious mind is still running old programs, old outdated programs that are keeping you blocked, keeping you stuck, keeping you, self-sabotaging, circling around in doubt. And I want to actually give you some examples of your subconscious mind and how it literally controls your entire life without you even realizing it, right? Just so we're on the same page, I guess. So everyone's been here. It's like when we are driving your car, you are going from A to B, and you pull out of your driveway, and you know where you're going, you've got your destination, and then you get to the destination, and then you think, fuck, how did I even get here? I barely remember the drive. I don't remember taking this turn. I don't remember going past the school. I don't remember going past the post office, but you still got there, right? You didn't even think about the lights, the traffic lights that you stopped at, the roundabout that you went through. It feels scary, right? But that was your subconscious mind driving the vehicle. It controls your entire life. It's literally in physically and metaphorically, it's in the driver's seat of the car and your life. And even just off the back of that with the car example, when you first started to learn how to drive a car, and this is when I guess putting into change into let me say that again, change into perspective with your subconscious mind. It's like when you first started to learn to drive a car, you're thinking about the clutch, you're thinking about, the gears, you're thinking about the blinker, like what side is it on, like where's the brakes, and, I've got to time the clutch with the accelerator, and, you're thinking about all these things, and not even to mention about the person in the passenger seat telling you what to do, and then the cars on the roads and looking in your revision mirrors, like, you get the idea, right? Through repetition, you've gotten in that car and you've driven many times since you first learned to drive, right? That is your subconscious mind. Like when you first started it, you were conscious. You had to be conscious of everything. You were learning it. It was changed. It was different to what you, had known before. So through repetition, it became, a program that your mind runs off. So when you get in the car now, you don't need to think about it. You literally just get in the car and you drive, and you go drive to your destination. And sometimes you think, how the fuck did I get here? So like that is the power of the subconscious mind. Another example could be like, you're at an ATM, or you're paying for something at the shops and you're using your debit card to put in your PIN number. Or maybe you're picking up your phone and putting in your passcode, and you didn't even have to, remember what the passcode PIN number was. Your body just knows it. You've done it that many times. You don't need to look at the keypad or your phone. It just puts it in, right? And that is, again, your subconscious mind. Through repetition, it creates that program, and your body just knows, right? Another example to give you could be if your subconscious mind believes that you aren't worthy of love, let's say, maybe because your parents didn't express their love for you as a child. And if your subconscious mind holds that belief, you'll unconsciously seek out or interpret situations that ultimately reinforce that belief that you are not worthy of love. And, as a result of having that program, you might sabotage relationships by pushing people away, before that they can actually reject you. Or maybe you only focus on moments where people, let you down while ignoring all the times that they showed up for you. And, your subconscious mind filters reality to match what it believes, even if that belief isn't, quote unquote true. It's a program that your mind runs off. So your subconscious mind believes it to be true in that reality, right? Even if it's not. Another example, I love giving you examples so it can be really it just helps put it into perspective and understand it on a deeper level, I feel. Thinking about, say, tying your shoelaces. You don't consciously think about each step to tie your shoelaces. Your hands just do it automatically because it's so deeply ingrained into your subconscious. And this is an example I feel like so many people probably can resonate with, but reaching for snacks like food without even thinking. So maybe you sit down to watch TV and you automatically grab a snack, even if you're not hungry, right? It's your subconscious mind has linked watching TV with eating. So it happens on autopilot without conscious decision making, right? And then, before you know it, your hand reaches the bottom of the chip packet, or, the block of chocolate's empty, it's gone. Our subconscious mind runs 96% of our day in life, our decisions, our habits, our behaviors, everything, our thoughts, which then, activate how we feel, which is why working with your subconscious mind is essential to create lasting, permanent change and deep transformation. One last habit, example, that's what I'm trying to say, could be skipping your workouts, maybe out of habit. Maybe you say plan to exercise, but then, the time comes to exercise and you automatically choose comfort. Maybe that's staying on the couch, maybe it's scrolling on your phone, maybe it's snoozing your alarm, because your subconscious mind is wired to follow familiar routines rather than new habits, which again, when you're first learning to drive that car, it's fucking hard to drive initially because it's your conscious mind. Whereas, your subconscious mind it's wired to follow what's familiar, not what's different, or not what's new, or what's, unfamiliar. So yeah, I'm sure you get the idea that your subconscious mind, like all of those examples with your subconscious mind at play, and just how powerful it really is. And, it's running the show, whether you like it or realize it, right? Whether you like it or not, or realize it, it's running the show. And it's fast, it's automatic. You don't even need to think about it, and it's incredibly efficient. But the issue is it's also running on all the outdated programs and limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. Maybe they were created, from something someone said to you when you were 5 years old, or maybe it was created from a part of you trying to keep you safe. And maybe that served you at the time, but now it's not serving you. And your subconscious mind is way more powerful than you think. And you'll probably hear me say that again and again and again on this episode, but it truly is. Like, it's the operating system that your entire life runs on. And unless you consciously reprogram it, it will keep running the same old scripts, the same thoughts, the same behaviors, the same emotional reactions, the same patterns that keep you stuck in a life that doesn't fulfill you. It is going to keep creating more of the same. And if, like that saying goes, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And you'll keep circling around back to old habits, even if you consciously want different, right? And I like to think of your subconscious mind like the software on a computer. And like I sort of said before, most of the programs and our belief systems that, our subconscious is running were installed from the ages of 0 to 7, which is during, like I said, what's called our imprinting period. It can also be created from, outside of that 0 to 7 from, past experiences, which maybe had a highly emotional reaction linked to that experience. But yeah, so when the imprinting period, so from 0 to 7, like I said before, your mind was literally a sponge, like soaking up everything around you. At that point, your subconscious mind is just absorbing everything. It could be, the beliefs of your parents, of your teachers, something that a caregiver said to you. It could be something with society, maybe your culture, even things maybe, like, let's just say the example of your parents, like even things that they never said to you, but you observed and then internalized. Like, some of these things may have been helpful, yes, but a lot of it is probably what's holding you back, like still now to this day. And, these aren't just like random thoughts that float by. Like, these are deeply ingrained subconscious programs that are shaping your decisions, your self-worth, your relationships, your career, your health, like your financial system, like your entire life. And, if you don't believe deep down that you are worthy of something, you will never let yourself have it. Like, you will unconsciously sabotage it or push it away. Or, if you don't feel safe to be seen or to be successful, to, be wealthy or to be in love, like, your subconscious will block you from having it, no matter how badly you want it on a conscious level. And, this is also why, like, mindset work with, like, by itself is not enough. Like, when I say mindset work, that's surface level, like, affirmations and, meditating and those sorts of things. Like, yes, it's going to be helpful, but working with your subconscious mind is so powerful and so important for lasting change and transformation. And, as a mindset coach, like, I think mindset work is obviously very important and it's needed, but without working with your subconscious and rewiring it, you can say the affirmations all day long, but if they don't match what's going on subconsciously, you'll still feel stuck. You'll feel like you're doing everything but not changing. You'll feel like maybe you're forcing change, but nothing is shifting, right? And, here's the thing, like, our brain is wired to seek what's familiar. Like, it's wired to seek certainty, security, and, it craves what's known, like familiarity. I can never say that word right. Familiarity. It craves familiarity. Even if that known is something that makes you feel small or unfulfilled, right? And if you try to open a new program, let's just say like a new way of living, maybe a new belief, a new habit, a new identity, whatever it might be, but your subconscious mind hasn't caught up, you will experience resistance. You'll experience self-sabotage, you might experience burnout, and 99% of the time, 99.9999% of the time, I should say, you'll fall back into your old patterns. But the good news is that just like a computer, like I said, using that sort of software system idea, linking that to our subconscious brain, just like a computer, you can rewrite the internal programming. So you can install new and empowering beliefs. And you can rewire your subconscious for success, confidence, abundance, love, wealth, whatever you desire. And this is a work that I do with my clients inside my one-on-one life and mindset coaching offer. And right now, like I mentioned towards the start of the episode, I have a couple of spots open for new clients. So if you are ready to transform your mindset, your energy, your habits and life and work with your subconscious mind, DM me the word transform on socials and I'll send you all the details. Because, here's what I know, like you don't need more hustle. You don't need more like willpower, or you don't need, another free masterclass. You don't need another, I don't know what I was going to say then, but you don't need anything external to you. Like you need to shift what's happening beneath the surface. And that's all starts with your subconscious mind. Like just imagine stepping into the most confident, like fulfilled and empowered version of yourself where, self-doubt no longer runs the show, where your habits align with the life that you actually want, like where you wake up and you feel energized every day and you're actually excited for the day ahead, where you become the version of you that already has everything that she desires. Like that is what happens when you take control of your subconscious mind. And it's not just, some far off dream. It's available to you now. But you have to stop waiting for the right time because it does not exist. Sorry to break it to you. Like so many women say to me, I've just got so much on right now. Like I'll focus on me when, life calms down, when it gets less busy. But honestly, that is the best time to work with a coach in your busiest, most chaotic season, because that's a time where you need the most support when you're juggling it all and, change feels it's especially hard. It's almost like waiting until you're like already fit before you sign up to the gym or like hire a PT. It's like it defeats the whole purpose. Like you don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the perfect time because that does not exist. You just have to be ready. And if you're listening to this right now, I am guessing that you are. You aren't here, it's not an accident that you're here. You're here because you are craving, like your soul is craving an up level, like to become a more evolved and expansive version of you. So DM me transform and let's get started so we can take strides towards your highest self. So that is all I have for you for today's episode. And thank you for tuning in. I truly hope it shifted your mindset and your perspectives. I hope it gave you deep insight into just how important our subconscious mind is and I guess the role it plays and when it comes to like deep transformation. Like I said at the very beginning of the episode, like you're not stuck. I mean, you might be stuck, but the reason you're stuck and you're circling around between self-doubt and fear over and over and over again, or insert, X problem, is because that you're not working with your subconscious mind. You're subconscious mind is not on board with the changes that you desire. And until you get it on board, that is only when you're going to create the change you desire. So, this work truly is powerful, and it's why my clients are having huge shifts and are changing their freaking lives, because this work is so powerful. So yes, I hope that today's episode really helped you understand that. And I hope that it expanded you in the best way possible. Next week on the podcast, we have an incredible guest coming on, which I truly cannot wait for you to hear our conversation. It's going to be a must listen. And I've also set an intention actually to be a little bit more consistent with more regular episodes on the podcast. Because I truly do enjoy recording these for you guys and sharing my knowledge, my experience, client stories, and wisdom, and creating an impact through this free platform. So if you've been loving my episodes in general, please, please, please follow the podcast, share it with a friend, and leave a review. Even if it's just 5 stars, or if you just put, a sentence review, it'll help me to, expand my reach and get into more ears and impact more lives. So if you could take 2 minutes to do that, I would be so incredibly grateful, and it would mean the absolute world to me. And before I let you go, I would love for you to DM me with a takeaway with what you found interesting about this episode, maybe what you learned, takeaway, or what landed or resonated most for you. So I hope to hear from you soon in my inbox. And I will see you on the next episode. I am sending you so much love, so much gratitude, and I hope you have an amazing day with whatever you have left of it. Bye.